So this is a demonstration to show you how this ERP accounting software will help to, will help you in managing the inventory and money of your business and in making life easy for you in the business. Okay, so the number one thing I want you to know about this software is that it has no limitation on the number of offices you can register. Maybe you have like 4 locations, 5 locations, you can use this software to manage them. You have several warehouses, you can use it, and you're not paying based on your size. Okay, so let's say that maybe you have like 5 warehouses, okay, you want to track goods coming in from each of the warehouse, or maybe you have like 5 trucks. Okay, you want to track goods, that how you are loading goods to the trucks and how you are selling goods inside the trucks, but you just want only 2 persons to do the recording of what is happening in all the warehouses or in all the trucks. You just pay for the 2 people and you, because your own account, you're going to be able to manage them. You can even pay for 2 and we create 4 accounts for you with terms and conditions which you must have understood, or during our discussion I'll explain to you. Okay, so look at this business. They have like 6 branches. If they want to go to Mina, straight take flight, they're already in Mina. Everything that is happening there, they will see everything happening in Mina. It's so fantastic. So straight away, let's look at how this software will help you to manage your inventory, manage your money, provide you with report that you need for decision making, and also make life very easy for you. Thank you. Okay, so let's begin with managing your inventory. This demonstration is for businesses that are into production. All right, we begin with your raw materials. So first of all, the first thing we do is to upload. You count the available raw materials that you have, or list out all the materials that you use in your business. So once you list them, I upload them here. Okay, I upload them here immediately and they will be here. So you see your materials, you see the cost of each of them, you see the value. So many times when you are complaining you don't have money, you come here and see where your money is. So you see the value of your materials. Then this is now how the magic now starts. First is you purchase your material, so you have to record immediately. Okay, you come down here and do the recording. This is where you do your recording. You do your material intake. This is where we record. It even help you track the supplier and every other information. It even asks you other costs, that is your logistics. So maybe you purchase goods for 500k, you spend 10k on logistics. We are going to spread it and bring them here so that when you say you have profit, your profit must have taken into all your costs. So immediately you record your purchases, what happens immediately? The system updates your stock record, which I'm still going to show you. So immediately increases the material that you have available. Now, what is the magic? Once you record this, the system updates your stock record by increasing the inventory. The system also updates your supply account. So if you have a supplier that you buy on credit from, it updates it, telling you how much you're owing or how much the supplier is owing you. The system, and it tracks it warehouse by warehouse. So if you have different warehouses, you select the particular warehouse. It's so amazing, right? So the second thing is you are using this, you want to use some materials to do your production. What happens? You come over here and do what? And register it. Tell the system is for production. You select the item that we are using for the production. Okay, so once you select it, once you submit, what happens? The system also updates your stock record by reducing the material that you now have on ground. So fantastic. Then also you can, if you have different warehouses or different locations, different offices, different factories, you come here and do what? And do your transfer. So as you are sending goods to them, you come here and transfer. You select that you are transferring from which warehouse. Now the system, anywhere your items are located, the system calls it warehouse. So it's not necessarily mean that you have the place you call warehouse. Maybe you just have your factory, goods are stored there. The system calls it warehouse, so don't get it twisted. So this is like, from where are you taking these goods, and where are you taking the goods from, and where are you taking the goods to? That is the destination. You come here, you pick what you are taking, so put the quantity, and that is it. The system, once you select an item, the system will first of all tell you what you have on ground so that you don't over select. Let me see. Sorry, I didn't select the source warehouse. That's why, but there's no time to show you what you have on ground so that you don't over select. What else can happen to this item? Your material can get damaged. Okay, and you also have to account for it. Once it gets damaged, you come here, go to any of the materials. So let's say it's the floor, some part of floor has damaged. You come down here, you do what? Can you see transfer stock to warehouse? You click here and you you indicate the quantity. So once I click here, the system will now ask me how many am I transferring to bin. So it's telling me this is for good that damaged or spoiled, you don't want to use them again. So maybe this material, you don't use them again for production, you want to move it out, or maybe you are moving some item for recycling. So it still will ask you how many are you removing, why are you removing it, then you submit. Some fantastic. Then also, if maybe there's an issue with your material and is a supplier fault, so the supplier says, okay, you can bring them back. Also, that same way you do what? You submit. Come here, you submit and say how many, the number you are returning to the supplier. Okay, all right, so that is fantastic. Then the next is what else can happen to your material? Okay, so we now want to see the movement. So I want you to understand that your only duty here is to record what happened to each of the material. You bought, you record. You use, you record. It damaged, you record. The system now goes to this is your stock records. The system, or with anything you do here, the system automatically updates your stock record. You can see your stock record from here, or even from here, or from this place we are. Can you see it's showing you what you have available? But let me go to where you see the movement. Okay, so that is the magic. You only do your own recording, and the system will update every other information. Okay, so part of the number one information the system is updating is your stock record. Okay, the same way you have your stock book. All right, so here I'm telling the system to show me what happened to this material this year. I can also select this month, or from this, maybe I will say from 1st to 13, or from 13 to 15, but I just want to see what happened this year. Okay, so I'm going to fetch data. Now the system is telling me, look at my materials, that this quantity came in ends, this quantity left. Okay, and this is what I have available, and this is the value of each of the items, and this is the total value. Okay, so this is what I have available. If I want to count my floor, the floor I have available should be equivalent to this. If I want to know whether I need to restock, I'll come here and check what is available. Now the look at this ins and outs. There is no explanation to what is this ins. Okay, let's say this out now is if the material you have used for production. So it's telling you quantity that left. So this quantity that left, is it the one you used for production? Did anyone spoil? Did you return anyone to suppliers? You don't know. So how will you then know what actually happened? That is where the stock card comes in. Some people also call it bin card. Okay, so this is a card. This is a report that will show you what happened to each of these items one by one. So if I click here now, I want the system to show me exactly what happened to this material. Okay, this is a summary. That in and out is like summary. No, I want a detailed explanation of what happened. Okay, then I will do this. Now the system is explaining. It's telling me that, see, on so and so date you bought stock intake is meaning purchases. We can also customize this and change the name to stock purchases if that is what you understand. Then usage is telling you that you use this quantity on this day. On this day you also purchased. Then on this day, there's an item that's spoiled, recycle bin, so you remove 2. You also use this day. So have you understood what now happened? So if now all the in, it has explained what happened to in. All the in we have here are all purchases. All the out we have here are, this one is you use, this one you use, then this one is spoiled. So you've now understood how they got this value. Say this is your carry down. Therefore, if you're checking for what you have tomorrow, this will be your opening stock. I hope it's clear, right? Okay, and if I did not do anything again in the year, in 1st January, this will be my opening stock too. So this is it. So you see how great the software has made life easy for you. It not only will it update everything, it will also show you what happened one by one. So your duty is record well, and the duty of the software is to report well. Okay, so now let's go to talk about our finished products. What happens? How will the software help us to track our finished product? So just like you did with inventory, the first thing you do is to do what? Is to upload, we're going to upload the goods that you have counted, the goods that you have available. Okay, and that is here. You can see everything that you have available, their cost, their price. So you see all the goods you are selling. Look at the selling price. If you also have wholesale price, we are going to add them here. Then look at their cost price. Okay, look at everything. Then when you come down, the system will tell you that all the stock you have, this is their value, which means your cost price times the quantity you have, this is the value. Then this is the value. Then sales value. If you sell off everything that you have on ground now, this is what it is. Okay, so now you have brought in your goods. The next thing you are now going to do is, remember you are into production, right? So you just have to do what? You want to use this software to create your recipe to do your material costing. Very easy. So what will you do? You come here, see how it works. You come here. It is a register production requirement. Very simple. So I can come here and tell the system I have bees. So if I want to, let's say every daily I produce 60 bottles of tiger nut. So I'll here, depending on the size, this is an example. So the system will asking me how many, what do I need? Okay, first of all, I will tell the system the product I want to cost. So let's say I want to cost meat pie. So I'm telling the system, see, to make, let's say to make 5 pieces of meat pie, I will need this, I will need this, and I will need this. Okay, sorry, I selected 2 items, and I will need this sugar. So I'm telling the system, this is what I need to make 5 pieces. This is my recipe. I've created my recipe. Okay, this will help me for future costing. Then I'll do what? I'll submit. So once I submit, now, if tomorrow now I have a budget, I have a maybe a contract to make. I remember I've told the system what I need to make 5. If I now have contract to make 500, I'll just come here and put the 500. I want the system to help me with the quantity I should use for the 500. Can you see? It's telling me, see, if you need 1 to make, if you need one of these to make 5, the system, you need 100 of these to make this. So you can now do your your, what is it called? You can now do your your adjustment. This is just to, as a glance, it helps you. And so this is good as and when as you're purchasing goods and recording new prices, the system is also using your current price to do this. Do you understand? So once you record goods you've purchased, the material you purchased and their prices, the system helps you with this, calculation. You see how wonderful it is. So the next thing we are going to look at is, so you have your recipes. After production, you are bringing in what you've produced. So this is where you are going to bring in what you have produced. So you can bring in what you have produced individually here. So here you can, once you have your recipe created, you can still do your costing here. So here, maybe you don't know the cost price. You want to dictate both the cost price here. It's very simple. So I'm telling the system that, see, I produce meat pie and I produce 50. So the system will help you to, it's telling you this is the cost of 50 because I've done my recipe. Then here, the system will tell you the materials you should use to make that this 50. So if you have used more than this, you can actually adjust here. So fantastic. So here, you are bringing in both the product you have produced and also you are removing the material. So this is the second way of removing your materials as against using that material usage I showed you. All right. So the second thing that can happen is you are now selling, right? So you are selling to sell your goods. This is where you are going to sell. This is where you're going to sell from. You are going to use invoice to sell. Okay. Once you click here, you sell. Okay, you can sell to customers, you register. You might decide to register your customers. You can also decide to sell to working customers. You don't want to register them. Then here you do you record your sales, collect your money, and that is just it. So what else can happen to your product? Maybe you make production, and some of you produce item you are selling, and you are still using some of that item to produce another thing. So let's say you are the one producing your flour, and you are still using the flour you are producing to do what? To produce bread. So that one you have used for production, you record it here using stock usage. So here you will see it. So you tell the system this is the one this is where you select the ones you have used for production. So then what else can happen to your finished product? Customer that bought this item from you can decide to return. Okay, so how do you do that? You can come down here and do what? And register the return inward by clicking here. You tell the system the customer that return the items that return them. If you are taking the item to any warehouse, you can take them. If not, you just leave it. All right. So also you can also record this purchase, this return here by going straight. You want to first of all ensure to make sure that this item that this customer bought, let's say this item, you want to make sure that this item that this customer bought is already recorded here before you can think of doing what? Registering the returns. So when you click here, you see that you registered it. From here, you can register your return inwards. Okay. Then what else can happen to your product? If you have, maybe you have a head office and other branches where you take goods to, or maybe you have your warehouse, your big warehouse. Then from the warehouse, you are bringing the goods you are selling to your open store. So you can also do your transfer the same way you can transfer your materials. Okay. So you come down here, you see it asks you do stock transfer. So it will ask you where are you taking it. So you must have registered where the item are being stored, you must have registered it. Where you are now transferring it to, you must have also registered it. So you can select from where it's from where you are taking it from to where it's going. Okay. Alright, so that is it. The next thing that can happen is, okay, so your goods can also damaged. Okay, so there could also be damaged goods. There won't be a return to supplier because now you be the supplier. So if there is fault, you are going to remove it. So maybe the goods are damaged or there is a factory fault, you need to remove it first to go and fix it. The same way you did it here, you can also do it here. You did it in material, you can also do it here. So from here, assuming this is the item that have issue, you just click here, and also you will now do what? Indicate how many quantity you are moving out and why. You have to explain the reason and do what you submit. Okay. Then another thing that can happen to your item is what I call conversion. Let's give an example. Let's say you make paint. Okay, so you make an item, maybe paint or anything. You put this item in big container and a small container, and you can move item that is in small container to big container. It will not alter the value like paint. I have a client like that. So let's say you have it in 20 liters and in 5 liters, and let's say 5 liters has finished, and you don't know, and customer is demanding for this 5 liters, but you have so much of 20 liters, and you know you just to transfer it into 5 liter container and sell and seal and sell. Nothing will happen to the to the quantity, so to the quality. So you can actually do that. This is from where you do it to convert it. This is from where you do the conversion. To tell the system, remove 20. Let's say remove 5 20 liters and add let's say 25 liters. So you select the item that you are, let's say you want to convert 20 liters to 5 liters. So you are subtracting. What this means is you are telling the system, I'm taking away 4 buckets of 20 liters paint, and then I'm using it to make 20 buckets of 5 liters. So you remove 4 from here and add 20 here, and the system does it for you automatically. Okay, so is there any other thing that can happen to your products, your raw material that I've not said? You can ask me a question and I will tell you how the system can help you. So the next thing now is, let's see now the magic, how the system has summarized all these things. Remember that like I said, your work is to record what happened. The system is to do all reports. Like if you see this thing you are doing now, the system is updating your stock card, the system is updating your financial report, your balance sheet, your profit and loss, generating it. The system is doing so many things. Okay, but which I may not show you all here. So we want to see how what happened to our inventory for the year, for any period. Like I told you, I'm just choosing the year so I can have much data to show you. Now the system is telling me that look at in, look at out, and look at what we have available. And if I go down, I will see the value of stock that we have. So now understanding what the next question, like we did in material, what is the meaning of this in? Is it because part of this in may be what customer brought that we cover customers return back to us? Do you understand? So in order to know, remember, you still go back here, and that same way, no need to show you, I've seen it in material, that same way you select that period you are choosing again, and you see what happened. Okay? Alright, so this is it about your product movement. This is it about how this software will help you to track the movement of your products. Right, so now we are going to the movement of your money. Alright, so let's take it one. When you are selling your goods, you can actually record what customers paid you. Okay, when you are selling your goods, you can record what customer paid. Alright, come down here, you see amount paid, total amount paid. You can actually record what customer paid to you when you are selling your goods. Also, if you run a business model where the person that is issuing invoice is not the person that is receiving payments, we can also configure it in such a way that that person that is recording the sales will not even see this particular thing. So when the customer is done, the customer goes to where the payment will be recorded. Now, also, money comes in when your customer that is owing you can decide to make payment. So you use this receipt. So here you use this to record customer paying you that wants to pay you. Tell the system what is the purpose. Okay. Also, a customer might want to, maybe you accept installmental payment, so the customer wants to pay something. You also use it to just explain this purpose is where you explain what it means, what the customer is paying for. Also, a customer wants to make deposit. Maybe you're accepting pre-order, or customer just say, please let me pay. You say these goods will be available next week. Yes, please let me pay in some money. This is the list of what I have. Let me pay in. Don't worry, when you bring it, if there's any difference, I'm going to balance it. This is where you record it. Okay. Then also you can also make payments to, so money also leave the business when you make payment to your suppliers. So as at the time of recording goods purchased, as at the time of recording the goods purchased, you can actually indicate how much you pay the supplier by ticking here amount you paid. Also, if that you pay before the goods even arrive, also you will use you from here you record it. Come and write payment voucher. You come here and you record what you pay the supplier. Okay. The next is refunds. So when customers return an item to you, they might demand, maybe you have looked at it, it's not something you can exchange, or the goods are not available and you don't want your customer to be, angry with you. You tell the customer, sorry, we don't have this and we don't know when we're having it. Let us refund you. So if you are refunding it immediately, you can come here and do what? And record how much you are refunding. Also, if the refund, did not take place immediately, maybe you try to exchange, but it did not go, you can also use this same payment voucher to do what? To return the money, to refund the money. Here you just select that it's going to customer and you select the customer that you're refunding. Okay. Also, let's come over here. Here you register your bank account, because all these transactions you'll be indicating the bank that the transaction is, you're making the transaction from. So let's say you have like 2 bank accounts. You want to move money from this bank to this bank. This is, you do it with this. So you have received, you have some cash you have lodged in the bank. You come here and register it. This is not linked to your bank directly, but you use it to represent what happened in your bank account. So you want to withdraw money from the business, maybe for any need, you come here and register it. Okay. Then when you spend money on expenses, okay, you come here and register it, whether it's single, if it's bulk, you register it. When you pay for things like rent, like you pay let's say January, you're paying for your 1 year rent of 600k. You don't record it as an expense of January. You record it as prepaid and spread it across. So during training, you understand more. Okay, so also you purchase some fixed assets. Okay, maybe the machines you are using for your production, things like your generator, your refrigerator, your air conditioner. These are your fixed assets. You come here and register it. The system will help you to depreciate it immediately. So the next is this is not necessary for now. So what else can you do with money? Then your petty cash, very, very important. Now, if you run a business model where your staff can solve some expenses, maybe fuel is finished, they can use money and buy fuel. Please don't allow them to be dipping their heads into the money that you have. Like, what I mean, okay, they are making sales and they have cash, they will use it. No, you have to give them what we call petty cash. So how does that work? So let's say you are giving them 20k every month or every week for expenses. You also come here and indicate how much you have given them. As they're spending, they're registering the money. If you also run a business model where I have a client that does that, each managers are being given money for expenses. So you also come here and you indicate what you gave to each manager. Okay, you come here and indicate what you gave to each manager. Can look at, so all this stuff. Once you click here, you select the manager that received the money and the amount. So as the manager is spending, if the manager have access to record, the manager will come here and record. If the manager does not have access, the person that is recording what the manager spent will also do what? Come here and do what? And register. So the person will register. This expenses is from store assistant. Look at the amount he has spent. Look at what the person used the money for, and that is just it. Okay, so the same way we saw our product movement, you can also see our money movement. So I'm going to show you right now. So let's go to this place. Let's go and look at cash book. So this is a report that will show you, I want to just see for the year. This is a report that will show you all the financial entries. Money came in, money that came in, money that left. Okay. Now, do you remember the 2-column cash book, 3-column cash book you learned in secondary school? This is it practical here. So during training, you understand this clearly. If you can still remember things like contra entry, don't worry. It's very simple to understand. So here it's telling you that, see, you receive money for the sale of Aquafina. That is it, under debit. Remember, debit is what you receive. Look at it. Oh, you receive money for this. Look at expenditure, expense. You gave confidence money for fuel. You record it, and it's cash. You record it. So at the end of the day, the system will summarize it and tell you what is available. Let's go to our periodic financial report. Here, I can tell the system, see, show me what the financial report of yesterday, of today, of any time. So I'll fetch data. So it's telling me that I have invoice of this, I received this money, and all the money went to the bank. There was no expenses. So I want to see for the whole year. So look at the total sales, the total money I received, look at the total cash, look at the money that went to bank, look at expenses through cash, look at withdrawal, look at payment voucher, money I paid to either customer, money I paid out through cash, money I paid out through bank, and look at my cash balance. So this is the cash I should be able to have in the business. You see that it's so wonderful, right? And other things, other reports, but time will fail us. So let's look at other important reports that will help you to make growth related decision. So after making sales, you want to do reconciliation. See, I always tell people, if you cannot reconcile, don't get accounting software because of what use. So number one reconciliation you always do daily is your sales. So sales that have done recording for sales or they are done selling, you want to actually see what happened. The system will show you here the sales summary. Okay, so you can pick, if you have different cashier, you can pick for a particular cashier. But I just want to see everything, and I will come and fetch data. So here it will show you the category. So maybe you've categorized your product. Let's say here is tiger nut. All your tiger nut will be under it. Do you understand? But let's say this is just one category that we have, all the product under the category. Here it's telling me that, look at it, I sold, this is the total sales I made. And at this all, I received this, my payments, I received cash of this, I received bank transfer of this. This and this should be equal, except maybe someone is owing me or somebody paid more money, maybe for deposit. So what is your reconciliation? You come here and count the cash. It should give you this amount. This is just a demo account, please. Then bank transfer. When you check all the money that they transferred into the business that day, it should be this. Except provided you are using account for your business. Except if you are using your account, somebody can dash you money in the account. Then it will be confusing. But once every money that is coming into that account is coming for business purpose, it should be what? The same. And if you have POS, it also show you the value of the POS. Now, when you go to your receipt, okay, when you go to your receipt, you see if you have like two banks, you will now see the money that came into different banks. Okay, the money that came into different banks. So then the next wonderful report you need is your sales item performance. You want to know the item that is doing well more than the other. Okay, so I'll come here and click here. Then I'm telling system, show me my best item by quantity. The item that I sold the highest in quantity sold. And I want you to show me for the year, for the week, from this to this. Okay, for today, any amount. So it's telling me, I want you to take a look. It's telling me that this product sold highest in quantity. Now, I'm going back. I'm telling the system, please, show me the one that gave me the highest money. Show me the one that gave me the highest money. That is the best in amount. It's still telling me that it's still this item. But let me go back. There is something I want you to observe. System, please show me the best by quantity. Okay, this is best, this one is second. Okay, now watch what will happen when I check best by amount. So the amount of money I made from the product, which one is the best? So it's telling me, can you see this one that is second is now almost the last because this one gave me more money than it. So I want to know based on the number of transactions. Then I will click here, show me the number of times people demanded for this item. Okay, can you see? This one is still the same, this one. But you see this one that is almost the least in quantity and the least in amount is now second. Now, what will this report do for you? You want to monitor, you want to know that item that even though it doesn't give much money, it doesn't sell out more in quantity, but people always demand for it. Maybe for some people that sell recharge card, they don't sell recharge card because there is too much profit. They sell recharge card because it brings people. Maybe your water, maybe you sell water, and that water usually brings people. But not that it's giving you more money, so you will know based on number of transactions that happen to it. Then you also know the one that once you sell it, or more money don't come in. So it will help you to know. You also know the one that usually move faster in quantity. The one that people like buying in bulk. This is going to help you in your marketing, so that you know what to purchase. And these ones, and this one that are least. If you see any item that is least in everything, then there's no point continue to waste your money. So you can still check list. Show me the item that I made the least money. You can still see it, and the system will show you. So it's this one. So another report that is necessary is report on. You want to know profit from each of the items that you are selling. So all the items I've sold within this period, which one did I make the most profit? Okay, you see it show you amount of money you made, the cost of the goods, look at their profit. So that this product is also has the highest profit. You understand? Then another report you need is your customers report. This is very important, especially if you accept installmental payments or a customer can owe you money. It's very necessary that you be able to view the report to see how this customer has been buying from you over a period of time. Okay, you want to see it for the year, and that is it. Yeah, it's showing you this day this customer bought, this customer paid, he bought this one, he paid this. So this green value means you are owing the customer 8,000 naira. Okay. Another report you also need is your supplier's report. Especially if you have this arrangement where you can buy on credit from the supplier, so you want to know your value, or you have a supplier that gives you rebates, a supplier that maybe you have a wallet account, so you can come here and you see the same way you saw that of customers. You use this to see the report. Then finally, look at the wonderful report that this software will give you, all your financials. Okay, look at your report. Sorry, your financial report, your balance sheet, your profit and loss, and other wonderful reports that will aid your decision making. Time will fail me to start showing you all of them. But can you now agree that this software is amazing? Your work is to register. The system does it. You see all these reports you are seeing. Just because you have registered what happened, the system is now giving you the report. So no calculation, just register what happened and leave the rest for the system. Thank you so much. Sorry if the video is long, but I just want you to grab this software right now. Thank you. See you.